I mean,
I went on vibes too. I wasn't going on. Y'all had stats and accolades. I walked in. I was like, this feels right.
there are people that are gonna have Scotty. Elgin Baylor is definitely 6.
Yeah, 6B for sure.
No, sorry,
Six.
7. 7. Elgin
Oh,
Baylor is definitely 7. Um, so just tell me what y'all think of this resume. 8-time NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP, 13-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA first team, 7-time All-NBA second team, 5-time All-Defense first team, 3-time All-Defense second team.
is that Hondo?
Who?
John Havlicek? Is that?
It is.
Wow.
He's got a great. No, he has a great resume though. Like no,
The resume shocked me, and because some people have him like around 6.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I looked at the resume. I said, makes sense. I get it.
Yeah,
Definitely get it. But I think I don't know if I will put him over Elgin Baylor.
For me,
I wouldn't put him over Scotty. So it would be
right.
between him and Elgin.
For me, it's definitely a conversation between Elgin and Havlicek. For me, I had to take points away because of when they played.
Yes.
I had to. I just think your career starts in the late 50s, early 60s. It's just a different game back then versus now.
Yeah.
So I think that's why my top 6 is what my top 6 was, and respectively they go 7 and 8 probably. And then we could throw Melo in there right after them at 9.
I'm so glad that you said this. There is one person that I cannot put Melo above on this list. Like I could hear the argument. I could definitely hear the argument. But I think if we are taking all things into consideration, unfortunately, he cannot pass this person.
is T-Mac a 3?
No.
Just wondering.
I don't think y'all can guess him.
I'm interested who you're gonna say.
It's Paul Pierce.
Truth. Because he has a ring.
That's fair.
Ring.
That is fair.
You give Melo, Chris Bosh, and D Wade, and he makes his own big 3. He could have one too.
If Melo gets drafted by Detroit, we're having a completely different conversation.
Oh my, he has 2 rings out the gate.
Entirely different conversation.
They drafted Darko Milicic.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think even if Melo that second time when his contract was up in New York, instead of re-signing, if he goes to Chicago, I think we're having a completely different conversation as well.
Alex.
I think Melo money chasing with everybody has their priorities, but Melo chasing money instead of a ring negatively impacts his legacy.
Absolutely.
David Stern ruined Chris Paul's career. Let's talk about it.
Wait, what?
David Stern ruined Chris Paul's would-be flawless 10-time NBA champion, 5-time Finals MVP career. You put him with Kobe? He's even more of a sociopath.
I think that David Stern ruined Chris Paul's legacy.
Yeah.
I do not think that he ruined his career.
No, not at all. He has a phenomenal career.
But if at that time CP goes to the Lakers, because they had Powell, right?
Yeah, Powell.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh my!
He said, I seen his tape in Wake Forest. That man can't get a ring.
My what?
He saw Chris Paul, head of the Players Association. He said, "I'm gonna knock you down."
Can you imagine getting those Laker teams playing that Golden State team that was coming up?
Crazy. Instead, the Lakers get Steve Nash and Dwight Howard.
Yuck. They were trying to punish Kobe.
That is truly sad. That is truly sad to think about how David Stern ruined his career. But yeah, no, Alex, I completely agree. I always thought like that it was such a perfect situation.
It was
I
a
said,
perfect fit.
I remember realizing I said, Melo, okay, you number one scoring option, easy 30, easy bucket. Chicago already has the team in place.
They had the team in play. It was a plug and play. It was literally he could have did what Kawhi did before Kawhi did it.
He loved New York too much. He was the man.
Can you imagine the battles out? Can you imagine the battles out east? Can you imagine the battles out east if he's in Chicago?
You want to hear my argument as to why he probably did? Even though Chicago has a gigantic population of our people as well, Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York, he was like, "Oh man, I'm home." He had Lala. She's already flying coast to coast. She's not going to Chicago. She's a New York or LA girl. I'm seeing it from a bird's eye view. They're not moving to Chicago. She's like, we're Carmelo. We are not moving to Chicago. And then they stay. That's it. It's outside the NBA. As my heart, as a Puerto Rican, I know he led with love, and it punished him.
I just looked it up. I just want to read y'all who I would assume would have been their starting five. And this is in 2014. So the 2014-15 season.
Okay.
Derrick Rose at point guard. Jimmy Butler at shooting guard. Obviously, Melo at small forward. You got your choice of Taj Gibson or Carlos Boozer at power forward. And then Joakim Noah.
Bro.
I don't know Derrick Rose, Jimmy, and Melo on the floor at the young Jimmy too on the floor at the same time with Noah at the center too.
That's a lot. He saw he had to play for Tom Thibodeau. He said, "I got to play how many minutes again?"
Hey,
right. He said, "I got to play which side of the ball?" All right.
Crazy.
That would have been
Melo said, "Let me run to the grind." He said, Melo said, "Let me run to the grind. Let me make."
He pulled the opposite KD.
Right.
He did.